the Versus series in general, in my opinion, is hinging on this collection, guys. That's how I personally and honestly feel. What's going on, guys? CaliQ here, and yes, I am still calming down after the recently announced Marvel vs. Capcom collection. And in today's video, I want to talk about how important and monumental this is, especially if you're an MVC and Versus game fighting fan. But before we get started, please consider subscribing to the channel, man. We cover all sort of things fighting games and JRPGs, so if you're into that type of thing, go ahead and show your boys some love. But enough promotion, man. We got the MVC collection finally announced, and I am just still reeling in from being super excited. But everything I'm going to say in this video is speculation on CaliQ's games part, alright? Don't take this as fact, and don't take this as the gospel. But in my opinion, this collection is absolutely important. Why? Because I feel like with the extraordinary sales of this collection, if we can show Marvel and Capcom that this community is alive and well, I truly believe that this will set off other moving parts in the future. Don't believe me? Let's check other type of things that have happened like this. Whenever a collection, I feel like collections are the new litmus test for companies to see if a person and if a fan base is still interested in a specific series, game, or genre. And I truly feel like, why else would Marvel and Capcom finally make this entire lineage of titles happen right here, right now, if there was not something else potentially bigger on the horizon? I really feel like companies now use remasters and remake collections to decipher whether or not an audience is still into something and if it's worth investing a future into. In my opinion, Marvel vs. Capcom Collection, the arcade classics, this is a bona fide fact. I mean, look at the work they've put into this. They didn't just port these over and call it a day. They're adding the gallery mode, they're adding to jukebox mode, music mode, hitbox mode. Right now, Capcom is in an extremely amazing spot. Why do I say that? Capcom recently is still experiencing growth in the fiscal year. Their profits are still rising, their revenue is still going up. Capcom is not hurting right now. In fact, Capcom is doing the best out of a lot of companies right now, in my personal opinion. They're doing pretty darn good for themselves. I wouldn't say the best, I'll take that back, but they're doing pretty darn good for themselves with Resident Evil, Dragon's Dogma, Monster Hunter, Street Fighter 6, and now you got Marvel vs. Capcom Collection on the scene as well. And I feel like, speaking of Street Fighter 6, last time we heard of it, it hit 3.3 million copies sold. Street Fighter 6 is thriving and alive and well as well. And I feel like, guys, we're experiencing a new Capcom fighting game boom, man. This is actually going to be a separate video of mine. But I feel like with them bringing this back, them doubling down, if you notice the Capcom pattern, they always double down when they're in that fighting game renaissance zone. They always double down. Like, I remember we got Street Fighter 4. And then Super Street Fighter 4. Don't quote me on the exact order, but I just remember the order was Street Fighter 4, and then eventually, what do you know? We got Street Fighter 4, then we got Super Street Fighter 4 somewhere in there, and then we ended up getting Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That happened in the past, guys. Then we had Street Fighter Cross Tekken, then we had Ultimate MVC, but you get my point. Usually when there's smoke, there's fire when it comes to Capcom and the pattern and the way that they move when it comes to these fighting games. Street Fighter 6 is in an extremely healthy place right now. It is extremely healthy right now. You have the Bison DLC coming out next week. You have the recently announced collab between Terry and SNK and Street Fighter, with Terry and Mai going to Street Fighter 6's DLC in Season 2. I mean, this is the renaissance we 90s / Capcom lovers have been waiting for when it comes to Capcom. And I'm not even joking with you guys. Yes, Infinite was trash. All right, let's get that out the bag. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was trash. No offense, I'm saying it right here, Capcom. But let me tell you right here, the excitement and the hype that I've seen for this collection over the past 24 hours has been absolutely incredible. People love this series. This series means so much to so many people. And finally, you guys are seeing the impact in the modern world with these classics coming back. I mean, they went above and beyond, including 7 games total. Guys, this collection is extremely important. And trust me, guys, when I usually feel like this, just know that there is some merit to what I'm saying. This collection seems to be packed. Every game has online play. Every game has, updated things about it, like a gallery mode, jukebox mode. This is incredible. The fact that they actually included never before seen things. They have new training features for new players to get better. They have new accessibility options as well, like the one button special for beginners. This could breed a whole new age of 2D fighting. They even have the quick save data on here just in case you're having a hard time with your arcade run, and you can reload your save. Now I know a couple people are going to abuse this because it kind of takes away, but then they even got the marquee cards from the old school. This is playing to that child in all of us from the 90s. This is playing to all the arcade heads. They know exactly what they're doing. I think they're just fattening us up because there's a bigger dessert coming. That's how I personally feel, guys. I feel like if we support the collection, MVC4 and Marvel vs. Capcom 4 is actually a real possibility. But this is what you must do. You must support this collection. If you want to see this series thrive, if you want to see this series go forward, even if it's not just Marvel vs. Capcom, the Versus series in general, in my opinion, is hinging on this collection, guys. That's how I personally and honestly feel. That's why I believe it's imperative and it is super important that you support this collection, guys. This is a big moment for the Versus series. I believe Capcom put that survey out there for moments just like this because they are testing to see where is the market, and money talks. I don't care what anyone say, money talks. Even Disney will listen to money. All right, so we have to support this. If you are an MVC head, I am using my channel to make sure you know how important this collection is. Yes, these are old games. Yes, we've played them before, but right here, right now is all that matters. And if these collections are selling like hotcakes, Marvel and Capcom will get off their butts and make something happen when it comes to the Marvel vs. Capcom franchise. Kudos to Capcom for creating this collection, man. I have been in paradise ever since this collection has been announced, especially to play it online with some of my friends and some of my buddies. You gotta support the collection right here, right now. But guys, that is it for the video, man. Let me know how hyped you guys were when you saw that this game got announced. And personally, for me, I am super excited to experience all the brokenness all over again. Is a dream come true, actually. And this just gives me an extremely good feeling about the future of fighting games and versus games in general. God bless you guys, man. Thank y'all for watching the video. I will continue to support and give you guys updates on this game. And let's enjoy. It's Marvel, baby. We are back. God bless y'all, man. Peace.